What Barack Obama just did behind President Trump's back while he is in Asia leaves Americans livid. The president is in Asia this week, speaking with leaders in that region about the growing threat in North Korea, as well as about commerce and cooperation. As he has been in that quarter of the world, events here in the States have been quite dramatic, including the tragic shooting at the church in Texas, where an unhinged former Air Force serviceman entered a place of worship where his in-laws were attending and shot at anyone who moved. Many in the corrupt fake news industrial complex actually pointed to the fact that Donald Trump was in Asia and couldn't be here to comfort the victims and their families as a sign that he doesn't care about his fellow man. No joke, they really did it. Of course, the Democrats didn't waste any time at all to use this tragedy as a way to call for more guns to be taken away from law-abiding citizens. That's not the full hypocrisy of all of this, however. The former President Barack Hussein Obama managed to summon up a little courage and use his buddy Rahm Emanuel's famous line about not letting a good crisis go to waste, and double down on the left's push to steal weapons from American citizens by calling for more gun control. Hours after 26 Christian churchgoers in Texas were killed by a deranged gunman who stormed their Sunday worship service, former President Barack Obama saw an opportunity to take advantage of the situation and President Donald Trump's absence. While the POTUS is in Asia, Obama went behind his back to do the unthinkable to all these victims and their families. When Trump found out about it, he didn't hold back on his predecessor and made him pay for trying to step in as president where he didn't belong. Democrats are notorious for never letting a crisis go to waste, and what happened less than 24 hours ago in Sutherland Springs, Texas, is no exception. Moments after 26 people were brutally murdered by Devin Patrick Kelly, Obama almost seemed giddy at the opportunity to use it to his advantage and tried to do just that. With fake sympathy for the families suffering the loss of their loved ones and a community in mourning, Obama made a disturbing statement to stab President Trump in the back using these victims suffering in a sickening way. Perhaps the lowest thing that someone can do in times of crisis is use a shooting incident in which people lost their lives to their political advantage against another person. That was the case with former President Barack Obama, who used the shooting incident that took place this Sunday morning during a church service in Texas to call for fewer guns. Obama started out saying, "We grieve with all the families in Sutherland Springs harmed by this act of hatred and will stand with these survivors as they recover," before explaining how the American people should ask God for the wisdom to ask what concrete steps we can take to reduce the violence and weaponry in our midst. The former president that has only recently stepped back inside the political arena of the United States didn't go into specifics on how and what these steps should look like. And there is no doubt that Obama's reaction to the Sunday's massacre was far more political than President Trump, who initially attempted to gather the people together and unite them in these hard times. He said, "In dark times, and these are dark times such as these, Americans do what they do best. They pull together before finally concluding. We join hands, we lock arms, and though the tears and through the sadness, we stand strong. All Americans pray to God to help the wounded and the families of the victims." Devoid of any real emotion, Obama couldn't save his gun control push for just a few days and let the initial shock and heartbreak over this tragedy somewhat subside. This is a skunk in a wall, a well-tailored suit actually. Anyone who can use people's horror and fear and try to capitalize on it by pushing dishonest and corrupt agenda, knowing full well that this narrative is a false fiction designed specifically to gain might through rendering Americans insignificant and powerless is disgusting. This is not a presidential bearing. It is not becoming, nor is it prudent. This is childlike, ignorant, and petulant. But then what did we expect from a man whose head is bigger than even the chip on his shoulder against America and its founding? Yeah, he comes out trying to take the guns away as if he cares. Go play some golf, Obama, and leave the country alone. We're sick and tired of you. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.